Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Occasionally, you see like one of those Hail Mary punches. Well, that implies luck's involved. I don't think there was any luck with this particular case, but it's just like the perfect punch that lands, and it knocks the guy flat, and the guy is just completely out. Spark. They're out before they hit the floor. Their body sags. Bang! They're on their back. They don't know where they are. They can't. They've no hope of getting up. Never mind within 10 seconds, but within a few minutes. Well, I'm sad to say, from British point of view anyway, that JAZZA Dickens was on the recipient of one of those. Was on the end. He was the recipient of one of those punches, courtesy of Hector Sosa from Argentina. This was over in Dubai. They fought for the IBO featherweight title, and yeah, JAZZA just got flat out ironed out with an enormous orthodox backhand, big right hand. JAZZA had pivoted, done a little semicircle, was looking to fire an uppercut, left the left hand side of his face totally exposed, and the right came over, bang on the jaw, and he just fell backwards, completely out. Wasn't getting up for a few minutes. Eventually he did get up about maybe 10 minutes later. He was okay. The fighters embraced, and yeah, thankfully he's all right. But and all credit to Sosa as well. He didn't really celebrate once he realised JAZZA was in a bad way. He took a knee and respected JAZZA, and afterwards they embraced. It was fantastic, really. Total gentleman pair of them. But this was not all one-way traffic. That was a 10th round knockout. But in the first round, it looked like JAZZA might be on his way to his own knockout, because he actually floored Sosa with his own backhand, which as a southpaw, that would be the left hand coming over. Didn't really hurt Sosa badly, but he was putting it on him. But it was very noticeable that Sosa wasn't going anywhere. Sosa was up for this fight. I mean, this kid is 50. Well, coming in, he was 15 wins, 2 defeats. He's only 27 years old. Like I say, from Argentina. Both his defeats have been on points. He's got 8 wins by KO, and 9 now. But interestingly, he fought his last 4 fights. He'd lost. His 2 defeats came in his last 4 fights against good men. One of them was Rafael Pedrosa, who was 12-0 at the time. That was a unanimous 10-round decision. He won a fight back over in Mexico against a journeyman. Then he came back and lost an 8-round decision to Christian Carto, who was 19-1 at the time. But then, when this is probably the win that got him the fight against JAZZA, he beat Laureano Scuito, and that was back in Argentina, and he was undefeated. He was 11-0 at the time, and Hector beat him on a unanimous decision in Argentina. So that's what got him the belt, the shot at the belt. JAZZA, of course, we know about. 32 wins coming in, 12 by KO, 4 defeats. It's now 5. 3 by KO, now 4, no draws. Twice fought Kid Galahad, stopped twice. One was for the IBF, one of the vacant IBF titles, featherweight titles. Also got stopped in 2 rounds by Guillermo Rigondeaux back in 2016. That was with a broken jaw. That was for WBA Super Bantam title. And also lost a technical decision to Thomas Patrick Ward, and that was for the British Super Bantamweight title. That was a 9-round technical decision. So he lost a few fights, but let's not forget he's got a win over none other than Lee Wood. That was back in 2020, not that far ago, and that was a majority decision over 10. And he beat Ryan Walsh, 10-round unanimous decision. Ryan's not a bad fighter. So he's mixed in good company, got a few decent wins, maybe not at world level, but certainly, should we say B- level fighters in terms of world. But when he stepped up, he's been found wanting. And against Sosa, he boxed very, very well. Like I say, he had Sosa on the floor in the first round, but Sosa weren't rolling over. And interestingly, in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, Sosa started to bring it, and he kind of ruffled JAZZA a little bit. I wouldn't say he hurt him, but he was definitely able to give him something to think about, And JAZZA was not hurt, not I wouldn't say he was knocked out of his game plan, but he knew he was in a fight, and so Hector Sosa came back really well from that first round knockdown and actually made a statement, I'm still here and I'm still fighting. Now, I had, after 4 rounds, I think I had Sosa up, or was it 5? I had 3-1 or 4, was it 3-1 or 3-2 up? I can't remember offhand. But it was, I thought Sosa was winning the fight. But then in the middle rounds, JAZZA took over a little bit. He sort of regained his composure, regained his shape, started using that southpaw advantage, boxing very well, counter punching very well. Again, Sosa wasn't put off. He was still coming forward. He was still firing some meaty looking punches. I mean, how many times have we said it with these Mexican, these Argentinian fighters? You know, you may never have heard of them. You may not be that aware of them. But when they turn up, they really do bring it. And don't forget, Sosa's 27, so if he's not in his prime, he's damn near it. And in the middle rounds, JAZZA, I thought, took over. I think after 7 or 8, I had it something like 4-3 to JAZZA. This was a close fight, swings and roundabouts. But then, interestingly, in the 8th round, Sosa started to sort of take over again. It was almost like this constant pressure. And when we talk about pressure, about a pressure fighter putting pressure on the opponent, it's mental as well as the physical. So I think that might have got to JAZZA a little bit. He was starting to feel the pace a little. He wasn't huffing and puffing, but he was almost like, blimey, where's this guy going? He keeps coming. I keep hitting him, and he keeps coming. I mean, JAZZA's not got a big one-punch power, but he's got respectable power where he can keep you contained, so to speak. Then in the 9th round, I think the 8th and the 9th round were bad ones for JAZZA. Certainly the 8th round, Sosa put it on him, and for the first time, JAZZA looked hurt. Looked hurt. In the 9th round, he regained his poise somewhat, although Sosa was still rampaging. And JAZZA would occasionally land the odd sort of hook that was a counter hook or something, maybe a check hook. But Sosa was still putting it on him. Sosa was still there, and you just knew that in these last 3 rounds, those sort of championship rounds, the last quarter of the fight, JAZZA Dickens was going to have to really give everything and dig really, really deep to defeat Sosa. Sosa would come to win. Like I say, this was over in Dubai, so it was a neutral turf for both of them. And then in the 10th round, JAZZA was actually boxing quite well. Like I say, it was about a minute and a half in. Yeah, he was boxing, looking to counter punch. It's always potentially dangerous to try and lead with an uppercut, but he was in range. He swiveled, sort of moved to the side, a little bit of a sidestep. Sosa readjusted probably quicker than JAZZA thought, because JAZZA was looking to throw the uppercut, left the side of his face exposed, overcame the right, bang, and that was it. Knockout. I mean, a flat, cold knockout. And now the new IBF featherweight champion is none other than Argentina's Hector Sosa. Well done to him. Brilliant knockout. Very, very good performance. JAZZA showed some stuff. He's not shot, not by any means. He's 32. Does he want to try and climb the mountain again? Difficult to say. I mean, since the second Galahad fight where he lost for the vacant IBF world title, the featherweight title, he won 2. He's now been knocked cold. I don't know, 32. He can do it. He's not shot. He's got Tony Bellew managing him, who might be able to get him some opportunities. But it was a bad knockout. It really was. So commiserations to JAZZA. He's got nothing to be ashamed of, neither of his fans. And massive respect to Hector Sosa. Terrific fight. It was on Fight TV. Showed early on Saturday in UK time. Try and get it if you can. I don't know where you'd be able to get it. It might pop up on YouTube perhaps, but it's a good fight, well worth looking at. Undercard was kind of weak. I didn't watch much of the undercard, but judging by the results, there was nothing out of the ordinary. But this is worth seeing if you can catch it. So if you do watch it, leave your comments below, and I'll answer them, of course, as always. I always like reading them. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you could hit the like button, which helps us out a great deal. We want to spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. In the meantime, as always, thanks for your time, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.